Hello, GovLab Academy. This is Nicholas Fusso from the D-Prize, calling in from San Francisco. I'm here to talk about how our seed funding organization might be able to fund and support your work in this class. This video is for two types of people. First, this is for anyone who is still looking for a project topic. I'll be sharing several specific ideas about using technology to solve public problems that come right out of our D-Prize competition that you can use for this class. Second, this is for people who want to actually launch their project after this course ends. I'll be explaining how you can submit your GovLab Academy project into the next D-Prize competition for a chance to win up to $20,000 to launch an actual pilot of your program. I'm here because I believe there's an entrepreneur among you who has an idea to solve some of the challenges I'll be talking about. My hope is that over the next few months, we'll see at least one person leave this class with a viable plan to tackle a social problem and up to $20,000 in seed capital to get started. Well, let me start with a proposition. As a society, we already know how to end poverty. We've invented a number of products and services and interventions that are proven to solve conditions of human suffering. The problem is that these conditions have yet to be deployed to reach actual people in need. D-Prize challenges entrepreneurs like you to solve this problem. Let me share three specific examples of what I mean. First topic, improving accountability in education. Accountability in most educational institutions is woefully inadequate. In sub-Saharan Africa, 40% of children remain illiterate even after 5 years of education. Fortunately, a proven solution exists. School report cards create change by publicly rewarding good institutional performance and shaming poor performance. This idea has been well tested. Scorecards rating school quality in Bangalore increased performance by 30% over a 5-year period. Since then, report cards have been proven effective in Kenya, Mozambique, South Africa, Uganda, and many other countries. Your challenge is to implement this proven solution in another developing area. We'll award up to $20,000 to a social entrepreneur who can launch an organization that tests student and school performance and makes the information publicly available to local communities. The new organization should have a vision to reach countrywide scale within 2 years. A 3-month pilot program should target at least 25 schools. Let me share a second topic, improving accountability of public officials and services. The problem is that the provision of public services in less developed countries is rife with corruption. At the local level, this directly harms the poor. For instance, 1 of every 3 bribes in Rwanda is paid to a local policeman. There's a proven solution. Organizations like IPaidAbribe.com create an online platform where people can share stories of corrupt officials and public offices at the local level. Data reporting is combined with a lever to create change. For instance, a program in India combined performance monitoring with salary incentives, which cut teacher absenteeism in half and increased student graduation rates by 40%. We'll award up to $20,000 to an entrepreneur with a vision to improve transparency into a public service or public officials. Your enterprise should scale to a countrywide program within 2 years, with data that is viewed by at least 1 million individuals. A 3-month pilot program that we would consider funding could target just one area of corruption, with data viewable by at least 10,000 people. The final option is to identify patients needing simple corrective interventions. The problem? There are many health conditions that are easily correctable with early interventions and surgeries. An example is fistula, which is a pregnancy complication that causes a woman to be incontinent for the rest of her life. Women who suffer from fistula are highly stigmatized by society due to their humiliating circumstances. Another example is clubfoot, a deformity that prevents a person from walking, and that affects 200,000 babies each year. Cervical cancer, cataracts, other conditions similarly go untreated throughout the developing world. There are proven solutions. Early interventions and ultra-cheap surgeries for these conditions are well known. In the case of fistula, a trained surgeon can administer a corrective surgery and change a woman's life for $450. Clubfoot treatment doesn't even require surgery. The Ponseti method uses non-surgical wraps to correct the condition at birth. Money and support for these treatments exist. The real challenge is finding these patients among broad, inaccessible populations. Your challenge, create a new organization that identifies at least 3,000 patients who are in need of a proven treatment within 2 years. A 3-month trial that we would fund should reach at least 100 patients. These 3 challenges are all highly solvable. A smart entrepreneur who can design a simple model and launch a new venture would have the potential to impact thousands or even millions of people. So this brings us to part 2 of the video, how you can use your GovLab Academy project in a D-Prize competition. D-Prize competitions consist of 3 rounds. In the first round, you submit a 2-page summary of your idea. If invited to the second round, you will submit a full proposal. A final interview would take place before we make an award. You will already be developing these deliverables as part of this course. If you are focused on a D-Prize topic, you can use those same deliverables in our competition. The deadline for our first round will take place in early December, which means you will have the chance to develop and refine your idea in class before submitting it to us. A few tips for people who want to participate. First, be ready to launch this full-time in the very near future. We won't fund a summer project or a part-time program. We're looking for people who are passionate about solving public problems and are ready to take a first step into a very high-impact career. Second, focus on solving distribution problems in a simple way. You would be surprised at the number of high-tech solutions that fail because they are too expensive for poor families, or they cannot work in developing countries with spotty connectivity. Whatever your idea, strive for a simple model that can be replicated and scaled. Last tip, have a realistic vision for growth. Great pilot programs start small, and once they have a proven model, they simply add more operating units over time and help more and more people. There's no secret to massive scale. It's simply a matter of getting a good model and multiplying. You are already creating a plan for a new organization. I hope you'll consider focusing on one of our challenges and participating in the next D-Prize Seed Capital competition. D-Prize wants to invest in people who have the potential to positively change millions of lives. I hope you'll join us.